Hey folks, welcome back to Stoic Talks. Today, we're diving into a topic that's going to challenge your thinking, push your boundaries, and honestly, might make you a little uncomfortable. What if I told you that to truly stand out, to become magnetic, to embody the kind of confidence that commands respect, you have to become a bad person? Not in the way you might think, but in a way that goes against everything society tells you about being nice, agreeable, and self-sacrificing. Ever feel like being the good person just isn't working for you? You're always available, showing your best self, pouring your heart into the relationship, whether it's with someone new, someone you're hoping to win back, or even an ex you can't quite let go of. But let's get real. What has all this effort really done for you? You're pouring yourself into others, but barely anyone notices. They take it for granted, even expect it. You're giving everything, making sacrifices, bending over backward to keep the spark alive. But instead of appreciation, you feel the distance. They're pulling away, or worse, they barely even notice. You've been good, a good person. But what has it gotten you? Has it made you magnetic? Has it sparked their respect? No. It seems the more you give, the less they respect you. It's as if your kindness is invisible, or worse, an open invitation for them to treat you however they please. Well, let me tell you something that's going to shake up that mindset. People value mystery, strength, and self-respect far more than endless niceness. They crave what they can't fully reach, respect what stands firm, and notice what doesn't chase. It might sound harsh, but if you're tired of being ignored, tired of putting yourself last to win someone's attention or affection, then it's time to step into a different role. One that demands respect and attracts naturally, without begging for it. Imagine this. You're holding a flickering candle in a dark room, carefully cupping your hands around the flame to protect it. You're terrified of a breeze, of someone brushing by and blowing it out. You keep adjusting, pouring your energy into keeping it alive, but no one notices. They just pass by, taking for granted that you're keeping this light burning. Now you're a good person, consuming yourself to help everyone around you, always holding that light steady, but no one cares. And you know when they'll care? They'll care when the flame goes out, when you finally let it die, leaving them in the dark they never thought they'd feel. Only then will they realize what you were carrying, what you were holding up all along. People only notice the light once it's gone, and sometimes the most powerful thing you can do isn't to keep burning for them, but to step back, let that flame fade, and watch them realize they never valued it until it slipped through their fingers. So here's the truth. When you become a bad person, a person with boundaries, someone who respects themselves enough to say no when needed, you start to attract respect and attention without chasing it. When you step back, put yourself first, and demand respect instead of bending over backward, people take notice. Because true magnetism isn't about being liked by everyone. It's about being respected, about living with a confidence so unshakable that people can't help but be drawn to it. The Stoics understood this concept deeply. They knew that true strength, true magnetism, lies not in pleasing others, but in controlling yourself, your energy, your emotions, your reactions. Marcus Aurelius once said, "It never ceases to amaze me. We all love ourselves more than other people, but care more about their opinions than our own." That's the mindset shift I want you to make today. The more you prioritize yourself, the less you let others dictate your worth, the more magnetic you become. People don't value what they can have freely. They value what they must earn, what challenges them, what makes them step up. Now, I get it. It's not easy. You might be thinking, but I love them. I can't say no to them. I want to be with them even if it means giving up my self-respect, hoping they'll choose me someday. But let's get real. Every time you let them use you like a puppet, walk all over you like a doormat, treat you like you're disposable, you're throwing away your worth. And if you keep going down this road, you're not just risking your dignity, you're becoming a damn fool. Someone so wrapped up in pleasing others that you forget who you are and what you deserve. You weren't put here to be someone's backup plan, someone's safety net. It's time to become someone who they can't ignore, someone so confident in their own worth that they're forced to recognize what you bring to the table, or be left wanting. We've been taught from a young age that being good means always putting others first, that saying no or setting boundaries makes us bad or selfish. But if you want to live a life of power, if you want to be someone who commands respect and attention without begging for it, you have to challenge these beliefs. You have to stop worrying about being nice and start focusing on being strong. Are you ready to stop begging, chasing, and always being available? Then stop chasing, begging, stop being their personal puppet, stop letting them treat you like you're disposable, and stop sacrificing your self-worth for scraps of attention. It's time to strip away that title of puppet, trash, and doormat. It's time to stand up, unshakable and undeniable, and take on the title of a titan. A titan doesn't beg, doesn't bend, and doesn't settle for crumbs. A titan commands respect, walks with purpose, and knows their worth without needing anyone else's validation. You're done being an afterthought, done being walked on. From here on out, you're stepping into the role of a titan, someone who sets the terms, who stands tall, and who doesn't chase because they are the prize. Here's your first task. Declare it in the comments right now. I am a titan. Write it down, believe it, let it sink in. This isn't just a phrase, it's a declaration of your worth, a statement that you're done being taken for granted. Because titans don't chase, they stand tall. Titans don't beg, they command respect. Titans aren't ignored, they are remembered. So go ahead, type it out, and feel the power in those words. I am a titan. This is your moment to step into your strength and make them realize what they're losing. Marcus Aurelius once said, "Waste no more time arguing about what a good person should be. Be one." And for Stoics, being a good person means becoming the person who values themselves enough to set the terms of their own life. This is where it starts. So go ahead, declare it. I am a titan. And get ready, because we're about to dive into the steps that will transform not only how people see you, but how you see yourself. And this isn't something only the Stoics understood. It's something the world's most magnetic people live by. As Keanu Reeves says, "I know what I bring to the table, so trust me when I say I'm not afraid to eat alone." They don't chase attention. They attract it by being unapologetically themselves. They command respect by prioritizing themselves and setting the terms of their own lives. And that's what I'm going to show you how to do today in this video. I'm about to share with you 7 powerful steps that will help you embrace this bad person mentality, not to hurt others, but to strengthen yourself, to protect your peace, and to live with a presence so damn compelling that people can't ignore it. So if you're ready to break free from the cycle of begging, bending over backward, and sacrificing your self-worth, then this is the journey for you. If you're ready to walk this path, if you're serious about becoming the kind of person who lives without chasing or begging, please hit that like button under this video if you have not already, and let's get into it. Number 1, rewrite the rules. Now, what they taught us is that if you want to attract someone, just be available, be nice, be a good person. But here's the problem. When you become that endlessly good person, people start to take you for granted. Someone with no boundaries, no rules, no self-respect is not attractive at all. They're someone you use whenever it's convenient, but never someone you truly fall in love with. Because real attraction, real respect, doesn't come from bending over backward. It comes from standing tall, setting boundaries, and valuing yourself first. So folks, the very first thing that a Titan lives by is a set of rules. Imagine a bar of soap in a crowded, busy shower. Everyone is grabbing it, using it, squeezing out every bit they can, then tossing it aside, leaving it worn down, barely a sliver of what it was. No one stops to care about that bar of soap or what's left of it. It's just there to be used, expected to be available and taken for granted. And there's nothing wrong with that. It's what it was made for. But now, here's the question for you. Why are you allowing yourself to be treated like that soap in a crowded shower? You're not a tool to be used, worn down, and tossed aside. You're not here to be taken for granted, expected to give endlessly without a second thought. Unlike that soap, you are not meant to be worn down by those who only see your value when they need something. You're here to stand tall, to be seen, to be respected. You're here to set the terms of how people treat you, not to be used at their convenience and left empty. And now, you might be thinking, but not everyone uses me like that. I'm only available for one person, the one I care about. But let me ask you, why? Why is it okay for even one person to drain you, to pull at you until there's nothing left? Why is it okay for you to give so much that you lose yourself in the process? It isn't. So here's your first rule, Titan. Stop giving without receiving. Stop showing up without being respected. Stop allowing people to take advantage of you. You give yourself respect first, and only then do you give it to others. Start to set boundaries that protect your peace, protect your time, and protect your energy. Don't chase, don't beg, don't wear yourself thin for anyone. Make it clear that your time and energy are not endless. They have value, and you're not afraid to step back when those around you don't respect that value. This is the first rule of the Titan life. Protect yourself first. Set boundaries that make others respect you. Become someone who is rare, someone whose presence is felt, and whose absence is noticed. Because when you become someone who values their own time, space, and peace, you start to set a precedent for how others should treat you. If you're ready to start this transformation, stay tuned for more in the upcoming parts. Number 2. Redirect the spotlight. Now that you have those Titan rules firmly in place, let's move to the next step. Redirect the spotlight. This rule is about where your energy and focus go, and more importantly, where they don't. Because let's face it, when you're trying to attract someone, the old habit is to shine all your light on them. You might be checking your phone constantly, analyzing every text, wondering what they're doing, or trying to figure out how to keep their interest. But here's the hard truth. The more you fixate on them, the more power you give away. Titans don't do that. Titans don't stand in anyone's shadow. They shine from within. Think about it this way. Consider an event planner. They pour all their effort into making sure the event is perfect, that everyone has a great time, and every detail is just right. But who is the center of that event? It's always the special guest, the one everyone's there to see. No one stops to appreciate the planner who made it all happen. They're in the background, making everyone else shine while remaining unseen. Now think about your own life. Are you playing the role of the planner, putting all your energy into making someone else feel important while you fade into the background? Because if you're constantly making others the center of your world, giving them all your attention, your light starts to dim. They get all the attention, all the admiration, while you're left waiting for a little acknowledgement. And the hard truth is, they're not going to see your value if you keep giving away your spotlight. Instead, it's time to step into the role of the special guest in your own life. Redirect the spotlight on you. Let others see that your energy is focused on you, on your own goals and growth. When you do this, they won't have a choice but to notice that you're the one shining. When you keep giving them all your attention, it's like handing over your own spotlight, leaving yourself in the dark. Titans never give up their own stage. Here's how you put this into action. Next time they're seeking validation, attention, or waiting for you to make the first move, don't. Don't give them the satisfaction of knowing they're the center of your world. Instead, shift the conversation to yourself, your plans, your interests. You might think this sounds selfish, but it's actually powerful. You're not here to make them the star of your life. You're here to stand strong in your own story. When you talk about your goals, your passions, or the things you're working on, it shows them that your life doesn't revolve around them, that you're complete on your own. This isn't about being dismissive. It's about showing that your energy is focused on something bigger. You think about it like this. When you're constantly available, hanging on their every word, they get comfortable. They start to take your attention for granted. But when you redirect the spotlight, they start to feel the shift. Suddenly, they're not sure where they stand. They wonder, why aren't they as focused on me anymore? What are they up to that's more interesting than me? This makes them more intrigued, more invested, and more curious about you. But I know what you're thinking. Won't this push them away? Let me tell you something. If you're worried that focusing on yourself will make them lose interest, that's your sign that this shift is needed. Titans attract respect by setting boundaries, by showing that their value isn't tied to anyone's opinion. Redirecting the spotlight doesn't push people away, it draws them in. When they see you fully invested in your own life, they realize they're not the center of your universe, and that's intriguing. People are naturally drawn to those who are self-assured, who don't chase, who don't hand over their power. And yes, this will feel uncomfortable at first. If you're used to making them your focus, it might feel strange to take the spotlight back. You might even feel a bit of guilt, as if you're being too distant or bad. But remind yourself, the people worth having in your life are the ones who respect this strength in you, not the ones who expect you to sacrifice yourself for them. So here's how to start today. When they reach out, don't rush to respond. Let them wonder. And when you do engage, shift the focus to something you're working on, something you're excited about. They should feel like they're stepping into your world, not the other way around. Let them see that your energy is directed toward your own growth, not constantly orbiting around them. And every time you feel tempted to make them the center of your life, remind yourself of this rule. Redirect the spotlight. This is your story, your life, and you're the one holding the light. So take back the stage and let them come to you. Number 3, strategic neglect. This is where you stop putting effort into things they take for granted. Think about how much energy you pour into keeping someone happy, trying to keep their attention, or making sure they know you're there for them. But here's the reality. When someone knows you'll always be around, always available, they start to expect it. Your effort becomes something they can overlook, a convenience they don't even notice anymore. Strategic neglect means choosing carefully where you invest your time and energy. It's about recognizing that people don't value what they don't have to work for. Titans don't bend over backward to be noticed. They know that holding back, showing less, creates curiosity, and draws attention in a way that giving too much never will. The more you focus on yourself and start showing them that your attention isn't free, the more they'll realize what they're missing when you're not there. So next time you feel the urge to go the extra mile, ask yourself, is this being appreciated? If the answer is no, then let it go. Let them see what it feels like when you're not always there, always giving, always putting in all the effort. People start to notice what they once overlooked when it's no longer freely available. If they're used to you initiating plans, texting first, or going out of your way, step back. Allow them the space to feel your absence and notice what they took for granted. And I know it might feel strange at first, as if you're doing something wrong by holding back. But you're not here to play the role of a servant, constantly waiting on someone else's appreciation. You're here to be respected, admired, and valued. Sometimes the most powerful thing you can do is simply let them feel what life is like without the parts of you they've taken for granted. Here's a task to ground this in your mind. Drop this affirmation in the comments. I am worth the effort. Write it, believe it, and let it serve as a reminder every time you're tempted to overgive. Because when you know your worth, you don't settle for being overlooked. You become someone people have to step up to reach, not someone they can just expect at their convenience. So remember, strategic neglect isn't about being rude. It's about making it clear that your time and energy are valuable, and when you start valuing them, others have no choice but to follow suit. Number 4, hold the cards. So folks, after you've set your rules, redirected the spotlight, and practiced strategic neglect, it's time to make sure you hold the cards. This step is all about control, knowing that the power lies with the person who reveals the least and leaves others guessing. Imagine you're sitting at a poker table. Everyone's throwing down their cards, showing their hands, eager to reveal what they've got, hoping it's good enough to win the game. But you're sitting there, calm, composed, holding your cards close to your chest, showing nothing. You're not giving away your strategy or letting anyone read your emotions. Others start to get anxious, wondering, what's their game? Are they hiding a winning hand? This uncertainty gives you the upper hand. While everyone else is exposed, you remain a mystery. And the beauty of mystery? It forces people to lean in, to work harder to figure you out. When you're trying to attract someone, this is the kind of power that makes you magnetic. Holding the cards means you don't put all your feelings on the table. Don't reveal every thought, every intention. Instead, you stay a bit detached, a bit unreadable, and let them wonder where they stand with you. The more they wonder, the more invested they become. They're drawn to the intrigue, trying to uncover the layers that you're not readily showing. Now, I get it. There's a temptation to lay it all out, to be fully transparent, especially when you're interested in someone. But think about it. When you give them everything, when you're completely open, there's no chase, no intrigue. You're not a mystery. You're an open book. And open books don't get read with urgency. They're skimmed, browsed, and put aside. If you want someone to be truly drawn to you, to think about you when you're not around, to feel that pull, you have to leave something for them to wonder about. This doesn't mean playing games or being insincere. It means holding on to your own sense of self, your own priorities, and not feeling the need to broadcast everything you're thinking or feeling. Titans don't beg for connection or validation. They stand strong in their own energy, and they let others come to them. When you hold the cards, you're saying, I don't need to prove myself. If you want to understand me, earn it. That's a kind of strength that people find irresistible because it's rare. So here's your reminder. Every time you feel the urge to overshare, to lay all your cards out, pull back. Keep something for yourself. Let them earn your attention, your openness. Don't give them everything up front. Make them work to uncover who you are, because when you hold the cards, you're not only valuing yourself, but creating an energy that keeps people coming back, wondering, intrigued, and drawn to the confidence you radiate. Number 5, echo their weaknesses. When you're trying to attract someone, you often focus on their strengths, lifting them up, highlighting what makes them great. But here's the twist. People are drawn to those who see the parts of them that others overlook, their insecurities, their weaknesses, the things they don't want to admit. Echoing their weaknesses isn't about putting someone down. It's about holding up a mirror to show them what they're hiding, allowing them to feel exposed in a way that draws them closer. When you subtly acknowledge what they try to cover up, it makes them feel seen and understood at a deeper level. Here's how it works. People spend so much time trying to protect their weak spots that when someone sees through their front, it makes them stop. For example, if there's someone who always has to be in control, you can subtly question why they find it hard to trust others or take a step back. If they're constantly seeking validation, acknowledge their need to be liked and ask if they ever feel pressured by others' expectations. It's not about criticizing, it's about showing them that you see the whole picture, even the parts they try to keep hidden. This approach resonates deeply, and in many cases, it makes people feel more connected to you. The impact. It unsettles them, yes, but in a way that's magnetic. They start to wonder why you can see the things they try so hard to bury. They're drawn in because they're not used to someone who isn't just admiring their strengths, but acknowledging their vulnerabilities. Titans don't play to the surface, they engage deeply. And when you reflect back their weaknesses with quiet confidence, you're showing them that you're not intimidated by the parts of them that they think they have to hide. Now, this might feel bold, even uncomfortable, because you're going against the typical good person approach of only focusing on the positives. But this is about depth, about drawing them in at a level that casual admiration never could. You're not here to play it safe. You're here to create a connection that's real, to stand out by seeing them fully. So here's your task. Drop this affirmation in the comments below. I see beneath the surface. Say it, write it, believe it. This is your reminder that you're not here to flatter or to play shallow games. You're here to make a real impact, to be magnetic because you see things others overlook. Because when you echo their weaknesses, they can't help but be drawn to the person who sees them for who they truly are. Number 6, flip the script. So here's the reality. You tried to attract them. You put yourself out there, showed interest, gave them your attention, and what did they do? They ignored you, took you for granted, maybe even thought you'd fall apart trying to get their attention. But here's where everything changes. This is where you flip the script. When someone expects you to chase them, to fall apart, to keep giving more, it's because they think they have the upper hand. They believe that you need them to feel complete. But that's where they're wrong. A Titan doesn't fall into that trap. They know that the real power lies in pulling back. You're no longer the one giving all the energy, all the attention. Instead, you let them feel your absence, and it forces them to question everything they thought they knew about you. Flipping the script means switching from chasing to becoming the one worth chasing. It's about walking away, focusing on yourself, and leaving them wondering why you're no longer fighting for their approval. Because here's the truth. When you stop trying so hard, you become more magnetic. You're no longer giving them free access to your time, your attention, or your heart. Now, they have to wonder, why aren't you reaching out? What changed? And that curiosity, that uncertainty, is where attraction begins. Imagine this. They're scrolling through their phone, expecting to see another text from you. But this time, there's nothing. They're wondering why you're not around, why you're not showing up in their notifications. The roles have reversed. Now, they're left questioning, and you're the one with the power. And yes, it might feel difficult at first. You might have an urge to break the silence, to reach out, to check in. But remember, this isn't about punishing anyone. It's about respecting yourself enough to stop giving endlessly to someone who didn't see your value. Flipping the script is about showing them that you're not dependent on their attention, that your world doesn't revolve around them. It's a statement that you're strong, whole, and worth every bit of the effort they didn't see before. Here's your affirmation for this shift. I am the prize. Write it, believe it, drop it in the comments, and let it remind you every time you feel tempted to reach out. Because you're no longer chasing, you're becoming the person they can't ignore. Flip the script and watch as they start realizing what they lost when they overlooked you. Number 7, wear the crown. Now that you've set the rules, redirected the spotlight, and flipped the script, it's time to step fully into your power. This final step is about owning who you are, claiming your worth unapologetically, and quite simply, wearing the crown. A Titan doesn't look around for validation or wait for others to tell them their value. A Titan knows they are worthy, that they are the prize, and they walk in that confidence every single day. Wearing the crown means embodying the energy of someone who commands respect, admiration, and desire without chasing it. Think of a monarch. They don't demand attention. They naturally attract it through presence, composure, and self-assurance. They don't run around trying to convince people of their value. They stand tall, knowing that their worth is evident in every action, every word, and every step they take. That's the energy you're stepping into now. Now, I know some of you might be thinking, but I don't feel like the prize. I'm not confident enough to just wear the crown. And that's exactly why this step is so important. Wearing the crown isn't about waiting until you feel perfect or flawless. It's about deciding right here and now that you are worthy, that you deserve respect, and that you will no longer accept less. This is a choice you make, a decision to show up every day as the best version of yourself, no matter what anyone else thinks. Imagine walking into a room, not with the energy of someone hoping to be noticed, but with the calm confidence of someone who knows they're magnetic. You're not bending over backward to please anyone. You're not anxiously trying to gauge everyone's reaction. Instead, you're radiating assurance. People pick up on that energy. They sense that you're not someone to take lightly, that you are a person of value. Wearing the crown isn't about arrogance or acting superior. It's about having a grounded confidence in who you are and what you bring to the table. Here's how you start embodying this mindset every day. Remind yourself of what you bring. Write down your strengths, your achievements, the things you've worked hard for, and keep them in the front of your mind. This isn't about external validation. It's about recognizing your own efforts, your own growth, and giving yourself the credit you deserve. A Titan isn't looking for someone else to crown them. They know they have already earned it. This might feel strange at first, especially if you've spent a lot of time doubting yourself or waiting for others to validate you. But here's the truth. People will treat you based on how you treat yourself. If you keep doubting your worth, keep waiting for others to approve of you, That's how they'll see you, as someone unsure, someone who needs others' approval to feel valuable. But when you wear the crown, you set a new standard. You show the world that you are whole, confident, and self-assured, regardless of anyone else's opinion. Let's take it further. Wearing the crown also means respecting yourself enough to make choices that align with your values and self-worth. You don't settle for crumbs, for half-hearted attention, or for people who don't see your value. Because when you wear the crown, you become someone truly magnetic, someone they can't ignore, someone they can't help but respect. You're done waiting for approval. You're stepping into your power fully and unapologetically. So folks, that's it for today's video. If this message has resonated with you, if you're feeling the power of stepping into your strength and becoming a titan, drop a comment below saying, "I wear the crown." Let's see your commitment to this journey. And don't forget to like this video, subscribe for more content like this, and keep standing tall. Remember, you're here to own your worth and live unapologetically. Wear that crown proudly. You choose relationships, friendships, and opportunities that elevate you, that respect the value you bring. This is a powerful boundary, one that ensures you're surrounded by people who appreciate you, not just people who take advantage of your kindness or availability. When you wear the crown, you're setting the terms of your life, choosing what and who gets your time, and making it clear that your worth isn't up for negotiation. And yes, this mindset shift may cause some people to drift away. Some people will be uncomfortable with your newfound confidence, with the fact that you're no longer bending or compromising yourself to fit their needs. Let them go. A titan isn't afraid of losing people who don't appreciate them. A titan knows that the right people will recognize and respect the crown they wear. So let those who don't value you fall away. They're only making space for those who do. As you embrace this rule, keep this affirmation in your heart. I wear the crown. Say it to yourself every morning, every time you feel tempted to doubt your worth, and let it be a reminder that you are deserving of respect, admiration, and genuine connection. You're not here to beg for anyone's attention or approval. You're here to walk in your power, knowing that those who are meant to be part of your life will rise to meet your standards. So wear the crown, and let the world see the titan you are. Stand tall, walk with purpose, and never let anyone make you feel like you're not enough.